Welcome back to Active Sports TV, and yeah, man, we got to unpack another one right here. We taking the gloves off with Frank. We taking the gloves off with you, Lawrence. And hey, you see it in the title, man. Lawrence Frank said he gonna set the record straight with Team USA and Paul George negotiations, and I'm here for it. And hey, before we go ahead and get started, we got to make sure that we give all of our subscribers a big shout out. Hey, it's hot as a mug up in here. Please forgive me. Here the AC. You know we up here working, man. We in the sweat box right now. But hey, we gonna give it to you raw, man. This one right here, you getting it from a Clipper fan, so you know I'm about to be uncut with this one. You know what I mean? Lawrence Frank had a sit down with Clippers beat writer Law Murray. Hey, Law Murray, you do a tremendous job, man. Let me give you your flowers, bro. I've been following you since I've been following other Clipper channels like Dime Dropper, Dorian, who also is the Locked On Clippers host over there. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my boy Dorian, Dime Dropper, his own personal channel, and make sure if you're a Clipper fan and you ain't tuned in to Locked On Clippers, you slipping. You slipping. You got to be subscribed to Locked On Clippers, man. Go over there with my boy Dorian, man. I mean, a basketball historian. I've been watching. I'm a big fan of his. Like I said, I came across our Clipper beat writer by just following this channel. So hey, Law Murray. I mean, he had been made a couple of uh, debuts on Locked On Clippers. So you're interested in seeing who he is and letting him give you his own opinion based upon what he writes, and him being the journalist and just covering the overall team. Make sure you go over to Locked On Clippers, hit the subscribe button, look for the episode. It's over there. And hey, like I said, salute Law Murray. Now to unpack what he had did, man, it was a wonderful interview. And unpacked a lot of great questions asked, questions that I would like to ask myself. So it was almost like I was in the room, man. It was almost like I was there and I was giving the interview myself. So I appreciate the just the hard work and the dedication that you put into that interview, and just the overall thought process of knowing that, hey man, let me ask these questions from a fan perspective so that we get clarity and some transparency and all of these decisions that's taking place, man. So again, salute Law Murray, Clippers beat writer. You know what I mean? Give him a round of applause. Now let's unpack. So you see in the title, Law Frank is basically setting the record straight. He coming out talking about Kawhi being pretty much dropped from Team USA. We were all under the impression when they came out with the article basically stating that Kawhi will not be moving forward and going overseas with traveling with Team USA to participate in the up and coming games over there. As Clipper fans, we was ecstatic that we just heard Kawhi wasn't playing. We also wanted to know the details because we want to know how serious this could be, or what will be the reasoning that he wouldn't go if he was already committed and stated that he's fully healthy and he had already did some practice runs. So we were in limbo. We didn't know if he had got re-injured. We didn't know if the Clippers had just stepped in front of things and said, hey man, for the best interest of the team, we're gonna go ahead and pull you home and get you ready for next season. We basically was speculating and going on with our own thoughts about what the possibilities could have been. But now, with the help of Law Murray and the sit down that Lawrence Frank decided to have with all of us, and I would like to say thank you, Frank. You don't have to do that. Being transparent with us, it does carry a long weight. We are the fans. We are, sitting our butts in them seats, paying for these merch, man, getting up there to this game. So the least you can do is that. But we know that is only a few actually taking upon themselves to do that. So Keep that in mind, Clipper fans. And we got to give credit where credit is due. So we're sitting down. Frank wanted to talk about and get it off his chest, and breaking down just some of what Frank was saying overall, that it was definitely not his decision nor the Clippers organization decision to pull Kawhi out of the him participating with Team USA. So with that being said, that unpacked a lot with me, because I was sitting there thinking that, hey, I'm thinking the worst of worst. This is just Clipper luck. You know, they wouldn't have done anything unless it was something serious. So I'm thinking he's re-injured, or he hasn't got over the injury that he had at the end of the season. For Frank to come out and say that wasn't the case, a little relieved, but then also extremely freaking pissed off. I'm gonna try to keep it PG today. We ain't gonna do too much because we know the kids. We try to make it kid friendly around here. Piss me off, man. Because like I stated, if you watched my last previous video, Kawhi getting dropped by Team USA, I stated it sounded better and it felt better when Team USA put that quote out saying that they conjointly came together and made this decision for the best interest of Kawhi. Now, hearing and seeing how visibly Frank was upset about Kawhi not being able to participate, it was alarming to me. And I'm gonna say it straight out. It didn't look good for our GM to be sitting there advocating, stating that he wanted Kawhi to stay with Team USA against coach's wishes, that was actually there to evaluate a little bit longer than Frank was. He said he was there the first practice, and when he participated throughout all full practices, he wasn't there throughout the full duration. So that means you didn't see everything that all the other coaches had seen. And then in reports that we were getting, we were hearing about ramp ups. We were hearing about Kawhi trying to get back into form. And as Greg Hill, the managing director of Team USA, clearly stated, is that they weren't looking for any players to be in a state to where they needed to pretty much ramp up to be themselves. So if Kawhi Leonard is not 100%, and we are in control of what happens with him, why would our organization allow him to go and play for Team USA and then get mad that he can't still play for Team USA if he's not 100% healthy? We had a season where Kawhi can barely get off the floor in the playoffs. This is something that is just highly known by everybody, that Kawhi needs to be managed. Kawhi needs to play less games if possible. And he's coming off injury. We do not know. When the question was asked, I believe Law Murray asked himself, Lawrence Frank, did Kawhi have to go back underneath the knife to do any type of cleanup surgery to try to basically prevent him from re-injuring that knee going forward into this season? Frank had definitely got on the defensive side and clearly did not want to answer that question. So sometimes not answering the question, Frank, is just as bad as answering it. So since you left it for speculation, this is what my opinion, Active Sports TV opinion on what transpired. I believe that Kawhi had to get a cleanup. I believe that the Clippers organization was cool with him going, knowing that he was halfway himself. Not fully Kawhi, but Kawhi enough to at least be on the floor to work towards getting to his peak. My opinion, total violation. Lawrence Frank You should definitely be addressed for that. Clipper fans, if you got a grief with that, I'm right there on your side. It don't make any sense whatsoever. It, Team USA should not have more of an invested interest in Kawhi than us. We just extended his contract. This is like beyond me. Like, this is mind blowing, bro. Look at what you're saying to the fan base. Look at what you're saying to the supporters of the organization. That basically it's not important for him to be him, you know, be himself to his full capacity. But it's a demand. It's a priority for him to play for Team USA in your eyes, Frank. This is what you wanted. This is what you highly upset about. I would like to know how much more upset you would be if he would have got injured. Because we've witnessed him get injured multiple seasons, and you was cool as a fan. Oh, giving us the runaround. Oh, yeah, we can't believe nothing come out of your mouth when it comes to this transparency with Kawhi. We just can't. So I'm going to take Team USA word. Because they have no reason to lie when it comes to the Kawhi. We've already trusted your word several times. When we was told that Kawhi may come back for a playoff series, only to find out that Kawhi was going to set out a whole full season after being eliminated from that playoff series. This was what we were getting during that time, during the initial injury. If Kawhi can play when he was up in, the skybox VIP with the family, we were told if he can we get to the next round, Kawhi may play. We're not ruling him out. The injury is not that significant. Only to get to the end of the year to find out, oh, it's really that significant. So no, I'm not feeling Lawrence Frank. I'm not feeling your approach to that. I'm not feeling your response to what transpired. I feel like what Team USA did was a favor to us. So I'm going to give them a round of applause. Frank, I don't know what you're doing. You must not feel like you on a hot seat, but you on a hot seat. With this PG thing, Kawhi right now, we don't know what version we about to get. You're on a hot seat, sir. You don't need to be adding nothing more to the fire because you're burning up right now. That shit is getting hot. You almost about to get up out of here. The only thing that's saving you is the new stadium and Steve Ballmer being close to you. But as far as your general manager skills have been, I would say, below average. And that's how we just going to unpack that. Now, moving on from the Kawhi situation with Team USA, like I said, Lawrence Frank cleared the air, basically came out and said they had no parts in pulling Kawhi from Team USA. If it was left to them, they would have kept him there. They seen no problems. From their perspective, Kawhi had no injuries whatsoever. He's not injured, and there was no reason for him to be sent home. So that leads to another reason. And what's in the rumorville and these YouTube streets is it's a politics thing. Kawhi was not only dropped because Grant Hill felt so passionate about him getting back to his true form that he didn't want to be the cause of any demise with him, that he had to send him on for his best interest. Well, it's a little bit more to that from what the YouTube rumor streets state. We know that Nike is out here advocating and getting a lot of the players for Team USA on their team. It's fit better for their brand, and we all know King James is the leading corporate when it comes to making sure that launch and hit the stratosphere. So anything that's a conflict with LeBron and Nike is being pretty much terminated at this moment with Team USA. We got the friction with Jaylen Brown. Clearly supposed to be an addition to Team USA. He was the Finals MVP. He won the championship. There's no way that another fellow teammate of his, who's not as good as Derek White, should be able to fulfill that alternate position that was left on the table once Kawhi wasn't able to perform. So it's a lot of politics from what I'm hearing. Kawhi wasn't picture perfect in the system that will be ran, and we all know what system we talking about. If you can't be in the LBJ system, if you're not going to play him first, play towards him first, then there's no need for you to be on the team. And since Kawhi is not, a yes man or on some puppet master type of thing, you're not chosen for the squad. It's just as simple as that. I feel a little bit better about it because now I know there ain't no injuries involved. I feel like, hey, you wasn't going to have a shot. Hey, until this man retire, you may not have a shot. So, Kawhi, stay focused. Put your priorities in order, man. Stay healthy and go get what really matters. Go get the ship, man. Go get the ship. Go get the ring, man. That's what we want. Kawhi, get the ring. Lawrence Frank, build around Kawhi so he can get the ring. You have a job to do. Keep him healthy. Build around him. Championship. Nothing else. Moving on. We want to also point out that we got into deep details on what happened in the negotiation with Paul George and Lawrence Frank. And I might say, Lawrence Frank, you got a lot of points back from me, man. You got a lot of points. Hey, keep it straight up with these dudes, man. Like, we all knew that Paul George was just being a diva. He was being a diva. He was never fully committed. He never wanted to really play for us. He didn't show that he wanted to play for us. Let me break down he was with us for 5 seasons, correct? First season, 48 games. Second season, 56 games. Third season, 31 games. Fourth season, 54 games. And miraculously, on contract year, 74 games. Not buying it. PG, you're full of shit. Go over there to Philly. You're robbing them blind. Hey, they want to pay for you. They can keep you. At the end of the day, I'm going to give it to you raw. Lawrence Frank put it on the table just like I had pretty much explained in one of my previous videos. We are going into a different era, guys, where the NBA league is changing. We have now this collective bargaining that we have to now follow. All teams are going to be handicapped too, right? We are one of those teams that are being targeted with this NBA bargaining system, being that we are the team that will have no problem playing over the luxury tax to acquire the best pieces to build the best team in order for us to have the best opportunity at winning the championship. With this new collective bargaining, we cannot do that without it being affected. You have 2 years only to be over the second apron before penalized by the draft picks that you are hosting on the team. So, in our case, being that we sold everything we possibly could to get Paul George, to acquire him along with Kawhi Leonard, that it put us in a position to where our next move had to be our best move. We had already extended Paul George to the contract that he got all the way up until this point. Paul George is now entering the later part of his years. He's 34 years old. 34 years old, unproven. No rings, no hardware. Let me say that again. 34 years old. No rings, no hardware. So, With that being said, how against this new force do you pay the max to a player that has not even proven more than your star player, that has taken a discount due to his availability, due to his uh 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 uh, uh him not fulfilling his part of his deal, him acknowledging that the only way that he's going to get closer to fulfilling that is by taking a budget cut to add more pieces that's necessary so it can make things easier for him. So if the superstar is making this commitment, we have Paul George, who came out in public in an interview and said, Kawhi number one, I'm number two. How is it then when the organization sit down with you, Paul George, keep it real with you and tell you, hey man, we enter in this new era, we up against this, you're stating that you need this, you're stating that we need that, we see it's pieces that we're going to need, we can get you the $50 million each year. If that's the number that you're looking for, because Kawhi has that number, we will give it to you. This last year, you played every game you possibly can play. You didn't do anything significant, but they were willing to reward you based upon you just showing commitment and playing games. Other than that, there's nothing to pay you for, Paul George. You know that. It's nothing to pay you for, dude. You haven't took us to no finals. You have not won no Western Conference finals. To get this demand of money that you're asking for. Then when you get what you're asking for, you want to try to put a cherry on top. You trying to finesse after a person came out straightforward and told you, this is what we got. This is what we working with. It's nothing else we can do at this point. So you basically just sitting here using us as leverage to get a better deal, which you did, and that's business, baby. Ain't nobody mad at you, but keep it real. Don't sit here and lie to the fan base. Don't try to put it on Orange Frank and them and make it seem like somebody lowballed you. Bro, it's business. The first initial offer is always going to be low. What was the final offer? The final offer was 50 mil, 3 years, 150, just like Kawhi. No trade clause. I mean, with a trade clause, bro. You coming out here talking about no trade clause. That's totally different. So now you trying to sit here and say we got to be committed to you no matter what. That ain't how it work. You're not just guaranteed $150 in the place you want to stay if you don't produce. Where do they do that at? Diva status, bro. So yeah, you was looking for a sucker. You found one that you can lick. Shout out to Philly from getting that mess up out our hands, and now we can build. And Lawrence Frank did what he's supposed to do. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, maybe because I don't want to keep going on no rant. But he made it very, very clear that the offer was 3 years, 150. We did offered that amount only because of the collective bargaining in the second apron. We cannot overcommit to these superstars that's older who may be there or may not be there when we are trying to game towards the future. We have no draft picks. So everything that we do in the offseason matters. Every trade, everything that we assemble, it matters. So, with that being said, as you see, I'm sweating up in here, man. Y'all give me them likes, man. You see I'm sweating. I'm in the sweat box, you feel me? Giving y'all this content. But we're going to keep giving it to y'all because it's Active Sports TV where we keep you current. And like I was saying, Lawrence Frank did exactly what he was supposed to do when it comes to negotiations with Paul George. He was just a damn diva trying to scam us, trying to take all that what we got, trying to strong arm us and make us commit more to him than we was going to commit to Kawhi, and he know he ain't worth none of that. So I'm anxious to see what he got to do up there in Philly, how it all turns out, but I'm super glad he's no longer with us, and I'm glad Lawrence Frank put it out there, man. Don't let this dude lie on you. Don't let this dude lie on the organization. We knew what it was. We knew he was a diva. We knew he was trying to get that money. And hey, it's cool. You would have got it with us just 1 year shorter, bro. But since you want the 4th year, hey, make sure you ball out because, hey, Philly can get rid of your ass at any time. So remember that when you got that 212 in your bank account and they like, hey, how about Chicago? how about Washington, PG? So we over it out of here, man. I want y'all to have a great day, man. Stay blessed. Make sure you keep your family close. Look over them, man. Enjoy your night. And we back at it tomorrow, man. More content. Keep you current, man. It's Active Sports TV. Peace. We out of here, man.